Hello and welcome. One minute, your 5-year-old is a fearless superhero, scaling the playground like it's no big deal. And then the next, they're totally breaking down because of a weird shadow on the wall. If that sounds a little too familiar, well, you're not alone, and you've come to the right place. Today, we're going to get into the fascinating science of what is actually going on. It is a real paradox at this age, isn't it? I mean, your kid is getting so smart, so independent, and then, boom. Suddenly, they're scared of things that never, ever bothered them before. But here's the secret. This isn't a step backward. It's actually a huge sign that their brain is taking a massive leap forward. So let's just break this down. You're seeing your child just blossom, right? They're making friends, they're learning all these incredible new skills. But at the exact same time, their fears are getting bigger and way more creative. It really feels like a contradiction, but it's not. It's actually proof that their brain is doing something incredible. Okay, so let's play detective for a minute. What is really going on inside that amazing 5-year-old brain of theirs? Well, our first clue is all about a brand new superpower that they've just unlocked.
This new superpower? It's called symbolic thinking. And really, it's just the ability to hold an idea or an image in their mind. It's the reason they can tell you all about what happened at school or pretend a plain old cardboard box is a rocket ship to Mars. But this amazing new skill has a bit of a dark side, because if they can imagine a rocket ship, they can also imagine a monster under the bed.
And that brings us to clue number 2. Their imagination is like a speeding train right now, but the brakes, the part of their brain that's supposed to separate what's real from what's pretend, well, that part's still being built. In the bright light of day, they can probably tell the difference, but at night, that line gets super blurry. And this is the absolute key to the whole nighttime struggle. That feeling of fear, it basically acts like a thick fog that just completely erases the line between what's real and what's in their head. So that pile of laundry on the chair, in a dark room, when it's fueled by fear, yeah, it can absolutely become a monster.
All right, on to our final clue, and this one is all about the hardware. See, this isn't just in their head. There is a real biological reason these fears feel so intense. We're going to take a look inside the brain itself.
So here's maybe the most important thing to understand about their brain at this very moment. They have a fully functional top-of-the-line alarm system, that's the amygdala, and it is screaming danger at the tiniest little thing. But the braking system, the prefrontal cortex that's supposed to say, hey, it's okay, calm down, that is still very much under construction.
This really shows us what's happening. The communication highway between the brakes and the alarm, it's got some serious potholes. So the alarm goes off loud and clear, but the message from the logical brain to chill out, it just can't get through. And the fear is just left to run wild.
So when you put all of these pieces together, a booming imagination, a fuzzy line between real and pretend, and an alarm system with no brakes, it all starts to make perfect sense. This isn't your child trying to be difficult. It's literally a developmental perfect storm.
And hey, if you're worried that this is just your kid, take a look at this number. A whopping 74% of kids this age report being afraid of imaginary creatures. So if your child is seeing monsters, they are in very good company. It's totally normal.
Now, let's just run through some of the usual suspects. I'm willing to bet this list looks pretty familiar. You've got all the classics, monsters, the dark, being alone, but notice how some real-world fears are starting to sneak in too. That's just because their understanding of the world is growing right alongside that huge imagination.
Okay, that's enough about the why. Let's get to the how. We can't just fast forward through this phase, but what we can do is give our kids the tools to handle it. And this is where you, the parent, get to be the hero of the story.
How you react is, well, it's everything. On one hand, you don't want to just dismiss their fear by saying, don't be silly, because to them, it's very real. But on the other hand, you don't want to cater to it too much because that can accidentally teach them that they're helpless. The sweet spot is right there in the middle. You validate their feeling, you investigate with them, and you empower them with a plan.
Honestly, if you remember one thing from all of this, let it be this. Your goal is not to raise a fearless child, it's to raise a brave one. See, a brave kid isn't someone who doesn't feel fear, it's someone who knows they can handle it when they do. And that is one of the most important life skills you can ever teach.
So, here's a simple 4-step plan you could put into action tonight. First, just validate the feeling. I can see that you're scared. Second, investigate together. Be their trusty sidekick. Third, use that powerful imagination for good. And fourth, make sure to celebrate every single small step of bravery they take. And here are some really fun ways you can actually turn their imagination into a weapon against their own fear. Have them draw the monster and then give it a funny hat or roller skates. Mix up a bottle of monster spray. It's just water, but let them be in charge of it. The point isn't to pretend the monster is real. It's all about giving them a sense of power and control over their feelings.
So, the next time you're in the middle of a midnight monster meltdown, just try to take a deep breath and remember this. This isn't a problem you need to solve. It is proof of a brilliant, creative, intelligent mind hard at work. Their fear is literally a side effect of their own growing intelligence.
And that's really our job in all of this. We're not here to crush their imagination, not at all. We're here to be the support system, the scaffolding for their logical brain as it grows and catches up. I promise, this phase will not last forever. But the courage that you help them build right now, that will. You're not just getting them through the night, you're teaching them how to be brave for a lifetime.